I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com, and I am here with an individual for whom I have tremendous respect, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I first want to say, how are you today, brother?
I'm better. I'm in your company.
Oh, you know what? The pleasure and the honor is all mine. Those of you who follow anything that I do, you know how much respect I have for Minister Farrakhan. I always say that he is the freest black man in America, in my opinion, and I learned from him, and I want to say that also to you directly. Now, I want to start by asking you about something that you and I were discussing a few minutes ago, the new film Django Unchained. You had some people say that the film was disrespectful to our ancestors in terms of how it portrayed slavery as a spaghetti western, as Spike Lee uses that term. Then you had other individuals who, I personally saw the film and felt comfortable with what I saw. In fact, I actually believe that a black man could not have made that film and had it received that mainstream acceptance and get so many white folks to go see this film. What was your take on the film when you went to go see it?
I always, Dr. Watkins, try to ascertain what is the motive of the writer, what is the motive of the producer, not what is the motive of the actor. Because actors, that's their job, if they like the script, to play the part. And every actor in that film, in my humble judgment, played their part. Now, looking at motives is what concerns me. A black man, angry. A black man, bitter. A black man so deeply in love with his wife that he would endure what he endured to free her. A black man engaged with a white man who frees him, but is with him as a bounty hunter where he kills those who on the plantation that he knew mistreated our people. In the end, he kills all that represented slavery and destroyed the house of the slave master, and walks off in the sunset with his women. He frees the servants and even kills the sister of DiCaprio, who seemed rather kind to his wife. But she was a mistress, and these were black women as slaves. I don't know my brother's, Spike Lee's point of view. I'd like to study it because he has an opinion that I don't think can be dismissed. However, I see guns in the hands of 270 million Americans. 88.8 guns for every 100 persons in this country. I see assault weapons. I see when our president, Barack Obama, became a president in 2008, there were 149 militias. Today, there are over 1,200 militia. And when they thought that he might be reelected. I'm speaking of gun owners or people that did not want the Second Amendment to be utilized or not utilized but abandoned. They went out buying guns like guns were going out of style. So many people bought guns that the FBI had to go through over 1 million people to see whether they were fit to bear arms. When you have a government that 89% of the American people feel that Congress is not good, only 11% favor the Congress of the United States. When you have armed militia, and they are all white, they will not allow a black man to have guns and be in the company of other black men with guns forming a militia. The Second Amendment says that there was no well-regulated militia to protect a free state. They had just won their independence. That's the context of the Second Amendment. So it said that no American should, their right to bear arms should be infringed upon because there was no well-regulated militia. Here you have well-regulated police, well-regulated state troopers, well-regulated National Guard, well-regulated federal troops, well-regulated FBI and ATF. So if you have all of that well-regulated, what do American people need with all of these weapons that can kill 40 people at one time? So if they are angry with their government, and some of them, as you remember reading that this judge in Texas said that if Barack wins, that there may even be civil war. Civil war, who are you going to fight in a civil war? Who are the people that you want killed? So to me, the movie changed the direction of guns against a focus on a government that's not working well for the American people to a threat from black people who have suffered and endured the worst form of slavery in human history. So now, as I went to see the movie, a white woman coming out of the movie said to her husband, "I won't be able to eat tonight." The effect of that on white people is different from the effect on black people. Black people could sit there and remember his words, "I am one in 10,000. He played his part. And when they asked him about the word nigger that was used so much, I think about 110 times, he said, well, you know, I had a chance to work off my frustration, you know, because he was killing all these white folk. Well, how does a white person see that? How do white people who feel the guilt of what their fathers have done to us, how do they feel? Do you think that they don't think that if black folk had a chance to do to them what they have done to us? That's what the movie is saying. that 1 out of 10,000 will be like that and maybe more. So to me, I loved his part. He played it well. Samuel Jackson, he played his part well. I mean, if I were a Tom sitting in the theater, I mean, he played Tom to the max. So a lightweight Tom would want to get out of being a Tom just looking at the way he played Uncle Tom. DiCaprio, he played the white man jam up. And those that were killing us and beating us and all of that, look, this was out of the past, but there are white people right now shooting black men down. I'm not talking about us killing each other now. I'm talking about white police, white people killing us at a rate that was even greater than the lynching. At a time, there was one lynching every 4 days. Now 1 black man dies in America at the hands of white people every 3 days. So to me, the movie had a purpose. And if a black man came out of that movie thinking like Django, and if white people came out of that movie seeing the slaughter of white people, and they are armed to the teeth, it's preparation for race war.
Wow. You know, that's a very interesting point you make. I remember having a similar thought, and I won't go into that too much, but you know, when I saw the film, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You've really never seen anything like that, and if you think about the sensitive time that we're in our country right now, that movie could set off a firestorm. I agree with you. Now, you know, to be efficient with your time, I'm going to ask you another question I really wanted to get to. You know, you and I were talking about leadership earlier, and the challenges, the struggles, the hurdles of staying strong in the face of struggle. And I think a lot of people can identify with that because a lot of us have our challenges. How have you been able to remain focused and to remain strong over the 50 years or more that you've been working hard for your community? What allows a person to remain focused even in the toughest of times?
The greatest gift that a leader or a person who leads should have is love for those whom you lead. If you don't love our people will burn us out, because oftentimes we become sometimes our worst enemy. The envy, the jealousy, the strife, the organizational things that go on. So if you're going to lead, you have to love. And if you love, that's the fuel that allows you to take the insults, to be criticized by those you're trying to help, to have your own people turn on you and reject you because the enemy does not like you. If you're weak in your love for them, then their hatred of self and you will burn you out. So I think for 57 years, I have been faithful to the struggle of our people. And if God gives me 50 more years, I don't see any way that they will stop me from loving them. No matter what they think of me, I will continue to fight to see our people ultimately free, justified, civilized, and equal to any civilized nation on our planet.
Well, Brother, those are wonderful words, and they mean, and I'll just be honest with people and tell you that those words mean more to me than you can imagine, because because there have been struggles that I've had to endure recently that they call for that kind of wisdom, because I think that what you reminded me of is something that I've always said, and you know how you can believe something and then sometimes things happen that they cloud your vision. And I've always believed that love is certainly stronger than hate, that you don't fight fire with fire, you fight fire with water. Love is the water that can kill the hate. You don't try to out-hate your enemy, you out-love him. So I want to say thank you, from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. I have a lot of respect for you. You're going to participate with us in the Building Outstanding Men and Boys series in a couple of months. I truly appreciate that, and thank you for everything.
Well, may God continue to bless you, Dr. Watkins, in all that you do of good for our people and for others.
Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for checking us out at yourblackworld.com. And until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are